Alrighty, welcome everybody. So last session, you all had finally made it out of Nick's Depot, dealing with that situation and helping out with the Republic, who was staging an attack on the station because the separatist droids had taken that over, and so you were able to help with that and get them to come in, and you escaped, taking down some vultures on the way out, but made it back to the Cularin system. And as you came back, you'd heard, seen through the holonets and whatnot, that there was a bad situation brewing there on Cularin, the planet itself, in the city of Gadrin. The Theran military has moved in, and they're basically moving about the... I think I had mentioned what they were doing, right? They're going after Force Adepts.
Yeah.
I think I had mentioned that.
Going after Force Adepts?
Mm-hmm.
I do not recall that.
I don't remember that at all.
I thought it was, that's why the
And maybe I only gave the... Yeah.
I at least assumed that, but I don't know if you explicitly said it.
All right, so run that back again. You're talking about the Theran military that was like on basically an occupational force, and like the locals were not having it, and that's when Bubble Bobos or whatever his name is got
Boris
got detained.
Got
I remember the Jedi, because it was the Jedi. This came from the Jedi, right? To Valen to say, hey, we want you and your friends to go and try to help out. Or...
Yes, Master Lanius had asked Valen to help out with the situation, just knowing that he, kind of originated here in Gadrin, and his, his main mentor was Terrasin, who they come from Cularin. So yeah, just kind of refreshing. You saw the hollow picture of this, basically Boris there on his knees, in front of some of the Theran officers, and then there's other clips and things that came out later showing what happened.
But the Theran, so the Theran military is trying to round up Force Adepts?
Okay, so I guess that hadn't come out yet,
okay.
Which is fine. It's not that big of a deal, but
we'll act surprised when we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense now. I guess I guess the Jedi would be interested in it anyway, but now I can see why they're even more interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the Jedi didn't tell us that, so now I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket, that they didn't give us the whole truth.
Yeah.
Jedi.
What I wrote down is that Lanius told us that there was an event called the Massacre.
Yeah.
But he didn't explain who was massacred,
Well, Boris is
what?
the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
The
saw
Boris
Boris
massacre.
get whacked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They massacred all people named Boris. No.
Boris.
So, you receive those instructions and you come in to Gadrin, and land at the coming down, if you do, at the port at the edge of town, and arrive into the city. And right away you can tell that things are pretty chaotic. There's a lot of unrest from this incident, and it seems that there has been, some initial backlash, of course, from the public, and rioting and things, and it's definitely spilled over into public areas, and then there's been a lot of collateral damage as well. You come down, and it's still pretty fresh. Things are still going on. There's a lot of chaos as you look about, heading into the city proper. Give me perception checks all around.
starting off right.
Maybe we'll go nat 20 nat 1 this time.
Yeah, looks like I forgot the math on that one somehow. On how odds of that happening.
So, looking about, I mean, there's a lot going on, and you guys pick up on a few different situations here. You see that there's a couple merchants arguing with each other over who owns what bits of their produce and products from, like, you know, their stalls, their stands, the open market. That's getting pretty heated between the two of them. You pick out a Terracin male that's sitting on a curb, and he's got his hand to his head, and it looks like there's a dark liquid that's pouring out as well, like running down his arm, seemingly a pretty hefty wound. Elsewhere, you see a small female Celestin child who's hugging a lamppost on one of the streets, kind of crying to herself, keeping, you know, just her eyes wandering about the crowd. There is an elderly woman that you see, human, that's trying to board up her shop, just to prevent any further damage of you know, the upset crowd. And finally, you see, left over from the initial reaction, debris, upturned vehicle in the street, and people are working to try and deal with that.
Is
Ow.
that vehicle
Right to the
like
thick of
on
it, huh?
fire?
It is not.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like there really was a massacre here. Well, before there's more unrest, we should probably do something about it. So that wound that the Terracin has, does it look, at least from this vantage point, like super serious? Or is it too far away to tell?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably go up and you know, probably further inspect it. I mean, he seems to be bleeding, you know, decently.
Okay.
Yeah. Dem would definitely be going kiddo words because has a soft spot for kids, and seeing one hugging a lamppost is probably, you know, not exactly comforting.
Okay. Yeah, so you head up to the little Celestin girl, and you can tell that you just see that expression of you know, a little bit of worriness and fear, if you will. And she kind of hugs the lamppost a little tighter when you come over, just in general being a little apprehensive.
Yeah, I'll sort of crouch down and try to speak to her a little bit, and I say, hey there, are you hurt?
And she just kind of looks at you, and she replies in Celestin.
Damn.
And you're not really sure, unless you know that language, what she's saying. But just kind of shaking her head and kind of still hugging that lamppost.
Okay. I don't know if anyone else knows Celestin, so I'll try and motion over for whoever's just sort of standing around. Give me a hand. In terms of, like, party members.
Your counterparts.
Yeah. Not gonna grab a random person off the street and be like, hey.
I do not know Celestin.
Okay, well.
Raylan, you got Celestin on that little translator computer you're always carrying around?
Sorry, my headset and everything just kind of died on me. I was going to say, damn, I have something that'll help you if you need it, and hand her the vocoder mask.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
does it have
my mic? Just I don't know.
All right. Does it have Celestin programmed?
It has 15 languages, and Celestes is one of them.
Okay.
Hey,
Perfect.
let's go. Okay, I throw it on.
Okay. So I'd imagine it's kind of a two-way type thing. But yeah, so you throw that on and then repeat your question, and you see that she, now that as it translates almost instantly, you see a little bit brightness in her eyes that you're able to communicate now, and you ask the question, and she shakes her head no, that she's not hurt, and she just replies back, says, I can't find my parents. I don't know where they are. I got lost in the crowd. We were just out trying to do some shopping, and things got scary.
And I'll sort of reply with the vocoder. We can help you find your parents. It's no big deal. We're all tall here. You can figure it out. Except for that one. I point to Valen.
Yeah, you can tell that she's calmed down, and she seems a little bit relaxed, as much as she could for the situation.
Yeah.
And she said, yes, please, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
So give me a investigation check to kind of go about and see if you can find.
Well, I might need some help here because I got that.
Is this a group
-2.
activity?
It can be, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sort of motion over to other people, tell them what's going on, and be
Should
like,
we all
"I need
roll
help."
or just give someone advantage?
Either advantage or two people can roll.
I have
I got
+5.
Okay.
And
Then
I'm
I'll give you-
proficient, so.
Well, yeah, let's give you advantage because I got a big old -2.
All right, advantage. I'll do that.
Ooh.
Thank goodness.
All right.
Good, we got advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes a couple tries, Valen, but to understand the description from Dem, but eventually you grasp on, and you kind of call out. You head around to a few groups and kind of retrace some steps with the little Celestin girl, and eventually you do find a pair of Celestins that recognize the little girl and immediately rush over and embrace her. And they're just kind of going off a mile a minute, chattering towards the little girl. And the vocoder picks up a few things. It's basically just, oh, where were you? I'm so glad we found you. Just got, caught up in the chaos. And they look to the group, though. Just thank you profusely for your help.
Not a problem.
Just give a slight nod to him.
I'll hand back the vocoder. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. I
Well,
figured it would come in handy.
While Dim and Valen are off playing his babysitter with the kid, Dak was gonna go over to that marketplace where those two people are, I guess, kind of like arguing back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and just I guess kind of interject for two things. I mean, one, I guess, just try to diffuse the situation, and then two, also just kind of gather, I guess, any information about what happened, because obviously they were here since they have little shops, just to see anything else they could gather about what occurred.
Okay. Before you head over that way, before the girl and her parents kind of walk off, they're sitting there gathering together, but then the little girl turns and heads back to you, Dem, and she picks up, she pulls something off her wrist and then hands it towards you, and it's the little bracelet that she has. She hands it over as kind of like a thank you.
My gosh, my heart. Yeah, Dem holds up a hand to her heart and sort of nods thank you and slaps it onto her wrist. Easy peasy.
It's it's like a braided little bracelet type thing, and it's got like a red and orange color to it, and yeah.
Amazing.
All right, Dak, you head over to these two they're trying to clean up the mess in front of them, whatnot, and they're standing over there just like, oh, this is mine, it fell over in your area. I'm like, no, this is all mine, you can see right here. And just going back and forth, arguing about what's what as they begin to clean things up.
Over and say, hey, let's all just take it easy here. There's no reason to start turning on each other over what kind of it's like produce and stuff.
Yeah, produce or yeah, things like that. Food.
Okay, yeah. So there's no sense in turning on each other and getting into fights over some spilled produce. I'm sure we can figure all this out.
That's what I'm trying to tell this guy, but he just won't understand. This is mine. His was over there. The other guy just kind of chimes. It's like, no, that's not. He thinks it flew all the way over this way. There's no way that his produce gets this far.
So what kind of produce do each of you sell?
And they just kind of gesture. They both gesture right down at the same time towards
Like
the stuff spilt all about.
Right there.
Just looks like various
They specialized.
yeah, fruits, veggies, things like that. I mean, just nothing super specific.
Okay.
And he said we were babysitting. Huh.
Yeah, these guys. Well, now I'm trying to think of how I can help them. How much is all that produce that's spilled out here?
Kind of looks at that. He's like, well, I mean, most of it probably gonna just see, if we can get a claim on it. It's probably all, half of it's destroyed. But it's just a matter of being able to get that claim and not just a loss. It's probably a good 50 to 100 credits worth.
Well, tell you what, Dak will take out 100 credits to give to each of them. Say, here's for the lost produce. Why don't you guys take what's left and start giving it out to some of the people here on the streets, see if that'll help them out. Basically donate it to the people that were here in the market.
They both, you see almost an immediate reaction of, like embarrassment almost, kind of getting red in the face. Like, yeah, there's definitely bigger things going on, and it also, like, shocked but very appreciative of your gesture as well. This is, and they kind of look at each other and just, like, okay, put us behind us, whatever, and say, thank you so much, sir. And that's actually an excellent idea. I think we will certainly take you up on that suggestion. I think there's some people that could use this.
Were both of you here when whatever happened occurred with the Theron?
No, not. It wasn't right here. Luckily, but it's close enough, and unfortunately, just the uprising from the event spilled over all across town, and we fortunately got caught up in it. Damn shame. Boris is he's a little peculiar of a fellow, but there's certainly no way for anyone to go out like that. The other one kind of chimes in, and it's like, yeah, and I just don't understand why him. What would have been the reason?
Did either of you know Boris very well, or where he liked to hang out or spend time? Anybody that knew him?
No, not specifically. Just he kind of kept to himself. I mean, anyone you're gonna talk to says he was, as I said, pretty peculiar. But Well, I mean, maybe you could check with some of the with the Jedi. I mean, there was rumors that he might have been a little into that sensitivity himself, but
That's interesting. I will have to mention something to a Jedi. All right. Well, I appreciate the information and good luck on getting this food distributed to the people. Hopefully, we can do a little bit of good with it.
yeah, I think so, definitely. And one of them pulls out this like satchel, this sack, netted bag from his pack, and he hands it over. And he says, "It's not much, but here, this is some of our choice produce. Please have some for yourself."
Dak will sort of nod and say, "Thank you, appreciate it, and good luck with everything." And mosey on down the road.
Behind you, the two merchants begin cleaning up, and once they kind of get their stuff figured out, they begin, with armfuls of the fruit that kind of spilled out between them, start heading out through the crowds of the people there.
Is that Terracin still on the little stoop?
Yes. Yep.
So I wanted to go up to him next and
yeah.
just kind of take out the trauma kit, kind of extend it to him, and in is it Terracinese? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Terracinese. It's it's
Garrisonese?
Gary Sinise. In Gary Sinise, I want to tell him, need a little help, friend.
He just kind of gives almost a grunt back, and you can see, and he pulls his hand back from his head, and you see this pretty gnarly wound, and the blood runs down his hand, and he replies back in his native tongue as well. He says, "Just got caught up in things, and something came out of view and just slugged me in the head, and kind of fell over. I almost went out, but I had enough in me to crawl the side here, as I think the crowd might have just trampled over me. Yeah, haven't been able to move around too much, just been real dizzy. Very much appreciate some help."
Well, sit still and let me have a look at it, and we'll go from there. And I'll just kind of take a look at him. So as part of their thing, like they change color on their scales, is it more mood, or can you tell like health things from that too?
I believe it's more mood, yeah.
Okay. Like I guess I meant more like how like you can tell if somebody's lost a lot of blood. 'Cause
right.
they're much paler. Like, is there anything? There's nothing like that to gauge his overall health.
Yeah. No, not necessarily. You can give me a medicine check though. Otherwise.
All right. Yeah, I want to use the trauma kit to do the that extra thing I can do where I heal them. Just so he's getting there. Right on.
Very nice.
What a time.
Yeah, you it really just looks like as he mentioned, a blunt head wound with a nice gash. Something that could easily be patched up at least.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll do that for him.
Kind of caught it early enough that it's not too bad, but
not a concussion or
yeah, well,
maybe,
but yeah,
not a contusion. So yeah, I'll get him patched up and get him kind of cleaned up. And I'll tell him, like, looks like they're selling fruit over there or handing it out. Might want to get in on that before it's gone. Just kind of doing that bedside manner doctor chat that they have when while they fix you up.
Yeah,
all in Terracinese too.
There's definitely an appreciation that you are speaking that, and as you kind of do what you're doing with that, patching him up. He does inquire as well. Says, "You do speak our language well. How did you become to know that?" Lucy again?
I think so.
While we're waiting for that, anybody else checking anything else out?
Those are the three things you, I guess, mentioned, right? That we saw.
There's a couple others. Yeah, there was the little girl, the two arguing merchants, the Terracin, and then there's some people trying to clear debris in the streets, things like that, and then also there's an older human woman trying to like board up her shop.
Okay.
Well, Lance actually got a surprisingly high strength set, I guess. I decided not to dump it, even though I don't use it at all. So Lan's gonna go over help clear some rubble.
I was just getting ready to say, Dak would yell to Lan, "Hey Lan, why don't you go help that lady?" You're good at hitting stuff.
If I left my hydro spanner on the ship, I won't be any help putting up those boards.
So you
I assume that Lan just hammers in nails with his hydro spanner.
You are gonna go. You're gonna do that or work with the debris?
No, I'm gonna do the debris.
Okay. So yeah, you see a crowd of people kind of moving stuff around and picking up larger objects when they can by themselves. But there's a pretty large vehicle that a few people are trying to get righted right way up. So yeah, head over there and give me a strength check if you like.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yep. Second.
What the hell? Wait. So I guess what part cut off for you? I don't know.
Yeah, just a second. I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Could you hear us the whole time?
Yeah, I had no idea what would it just.
Because I had asked you about learning the Terracin language, and then
I told you, so
yeah,
you must not have
zero.
heard
Yeah,
all
we
of that.
cut out right after that. So
great.
I don't know. So all right,
we'll
just a
do it
second.
after.
Yeah, so Lan, you head over, and this speeder that got flipped over is a little bit heavier than you realized, and but it takes you some time, but you, with the group effort, you definitely contribute and are able to kind of get that thing flipped over. It comes down kind of with a thud, and once it is, everyone's able to kind of push it out of the way, cleaning things up to allow the street clear and whatnot.
Ooh, I guess spending so much time in space has caused my muscles to atrophy a bit. Glad it was a team effort. Lan claps everybody on the back and hands out his business cards and says, if you ever need help with something that isn't just lifting a heavy thing, maybe doing a bit of shooting or finding stuff, give me a call.
There's it's quite a mix of interesting people, and the majority of them that have no business in hiring a bounty in any shape or form. There's kind of definitely give you a weird look as you're offering your services and whatnot. But there is one gentleman that says, "Do a little fighting, eh? Yeah, put a little fighting for sport. Some nights here in town, if you're interested. We're always looking for new new contestants. If you're interested, good way to make some coin as well."
Certainly interested in making money. what type of operation you got here?
Oh, it's fully legit. It's just a good sparring ring, and we enjoy the public to come in and enjoy the show. Better show that you put on, that helps out what the crowd enjoys, and in turn, what goes in your pocket.
Certainly sounds appealing. I've got an important question for you. What's the action like? Can a fella gamble on these fights?
Oh, absolutely. Now, the fighters cannot gamble on themselves. We wouldn't want you throwing the fight, of course, but...
Of course. That would be tragic. Land seems a little bit disappointed, but he shakes the guy's hand and says, well, I'm gonna put the location into my wrist pad here. I think folks around here could use my assistance more than they can use my entertainment at the moment. Perhaps a bit later I might stop on by.
That'd be excellent. As I said, we're always looking for fresh faces. The crowd really likes to come in and see them show up, and oftentimes it's he kind of steps back and gives you a heavy up down, sizing you up, and says, sometimes people come in and looking a bit of an underdog, and crowd really likes to go for that type. So,
well, if I happen to see an underdog, I'll send them your way as well. Obviously, I am in peak condition, and Land does a very unconvincing flex.
Give me a performance or... Oh yeah, you're not gonna want to do performance, huh?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay, do performance. Yeah, you're just like, you're shaking and like, yeah. And he just kind of has a grin on his face. He's definitely very, like, not skeezy in a bad way, but definitely that kind of, car salesman-esque and showman as well. But he's really puts forth that presence. Says, my name's Taryn. Come on down to Taryn Space Slam. Be a good time.
Taryn Space Slam. Land types it into his wrist pad, and he looks like he's gotten some ideas. He says, thank you. Just one more thing. Do you happen to know if there's any surveillance equipment or security cameras around here that may have picked up some video of the carnage from before?
Well, I think there was, we did see, we saw a few reports, but that's going to be with Office of, the Security Office, Peace and Security. But they've got their hands full, and it's probably pretty tough to, catch up with them, try and get anything out of them. So I'd imagine they'd, you're a bit of a investigator yourself.
I've been known to investigate a few things from time to time. This should be no different.
Well, yeah, I mean, perhaps they have some information, but like I said, I'd imagine that their hands are full, and I guess if you have some patience, maybe you can wait and get what you're after.
Well, I'm not sure if I have patience, but I will get what I'm after. And I thank you kindly for your assistance. I look forward to attending your fight club.
And I look forward to having you. Tips his head and kind of heads off and just continues kind of cleaning up some other things and whatnot with other people. And
Lan walks over to Dak and says, all right, Dak, I've got this great scam, okay? Look, you're going to love this. and it's totally legit. There's a fight club. They're taking bets. They think I'm a real loser. I figure I go in there. I'm a big underdog. You'll get some real good action on this. You put a big bet on me. I win. We split the money 50-50. What do you say?
It's not a bad idea.
Lan, roll a persuasion check, please.
I'm not good at these either.
Look at that.
You know, that's not a bad idea, Lan. Who says we can't make a few credits while we're here, you know, helping out the folks? Maybe if you and then if you win a couple in a row, we'll get you a nice big reputation, and then I'm gonna bet against you, and you take a dive, and then we really clean up.
We'll get them coming and going both ways.
That's right. Make
This
money
is
on
why we work so well together, Dak.
Make those credits on the way to the top, and we'll make them on the way back down.
That's right.
So, meanwhile, Valen, you are over assisting this poor
Can you hear
Terrace.
me?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
So the Terracin had asked, about how you had learned the language.
I say, well, thanks for complimenting on my Terracinese. I don't get to speak it that often. My master, Crisona, actually taught it to me. She thought it might come in handy sometime.
You see a little bit of recognition in his face at the name, and he says, "Oh, yes, Master Crisona. She's been quite busy lately with the war and whatnot."
Yep, it seems most of the Jedi have been. Fortunately, we're over here. We're given a little more leeway. We're not as needed, or it's not as dire, but we have our own problems, as you can tell.
Yeah, it's I'm a bit happy that she's not around right now. As I think this stems around some of the Force users. Maybe not the ones of her caliber. As I think the Therans understand not to go poking around with the barking dog, if you will, but I think some of those lesser studied are being the targets here of whatever the Therans are after.
What do you mean by that? You mean people who... Is it like they have latent Force sensitivity? Have you seen these people do anything? Like, any display of the Force at all? Or is it just rumors?
Yeah, not... I mean, I haven't personally seen anything, but it is kind of the assumptions and rumors going around that that's what the Theron's target is rounding up any Force sensitives. But, unfortunately, there is a lot of the Terracins that are worried about this, as I assume you would know that many of our kind do have some level of Force sensitivity as well.
I am aware, and it also explains why the Therans have been a little bit involved with the system in general. They seem to be making some sort of power play, and it would definitely hurt morale if they started going after the Force users in the system. It would give the Jedi pause, and it would definitely give, well, you guys, the citizens, some pause too. That might make it a little easier for them to pull off whatever they're doing. But this Boris, was he Force sensitive? Did you hear anything about him?
Many of us know Boris. He's just kind of almost a legend of the city, despite his interesting nature, if you will. I believe that some did say that he may have possessed sensitivity as well, which certainly fits with the other pieces of the puzzle.
I guess the thing that makes me wonder is why kill them? Like what's the purpose? They're not Jedi, so they're not going after the Jedi. But just to kill somebody for being Force sensitive just seems a bit unnecessarily cruel. I like to think there's, I mean, terrible as this might sound, I like to think there's at least a reason they're doing this. Like, were they given an offer to join up with their group or something and help them out with their powers? And then if they turn them down, you get what happened to Boris?
I wish I had more information, more answers. But...
Well, so do I, but you've already helped quite a bit anyway. I think I'm almost done with your head wrap here. And then I'll kind of like, as he's tying it off, just kind of as an afterthought, I want to... We don't have... I don't remember if we actually took an image or not of the tattoo, the broken spire tattoo. That
the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to describe it to him. And like, have you ever seen anybody around here talking either to Boris or maybe paying a little too much attention to certain people and have a tattoo like this? I don't know that they might go showing it around, but maybe you've seen it. I'll just kind of describe to him the design.
He thinks on it for a time and says, "No, I can't say that I have." No. Something you think has to do with the situation?
Can't really say, but it was a bit of a shot in the dark. But if you would do me a favor, how far away is Lan? Like from we all in the same kind of town square area?
Yeah, maybe in another, kind of like an earshot at least.
Okay.
Or
I'll just tell Lan, I'm like, I need one of your business cards. It's like, I'm gonna give you some contact information. If you happen to see anybody that displays that sort of tattoo, give him a call, and I'll be with. You can reach me through him, but let us know. Let's just say we've run into people like that before. I don't know what their interest is exactly in people who are Force sensitive, but some of them have some of it themselves. And who knows, maybe I know they've been trying to do things in this system. Maybe they have a hand in this, maybe they don't. I don't know if it's connected, but every little bit of information will help us figure out what's going on. And maybe someone at the Academy knows more that they're not telling me, and they can do something with it. But either way, whatever we got, we can run with it, and we'll figure out if it's important or not. But if you can tell us whatever you find, that would be very grateful.
I can do that, absolutely. My name is Rossoni.
Rossoni. Well, Rossoni, I'm Valen.
It's very great to meet you, and kind of softly pats his head where you've bandaged and took care of this. And I very much appreciate this.
Well, it's good to meet you too. Unfortunately, these aren't the circumstances I like to meet people under, but meet people anyways. I said, well, I hope it heals. Didn't look too bad. I think you should be fine. Just take it easy. Watch out for stray flying permacrete.
Yeah. He pulls out a little he pulls off a necklace that he has, and it's got like beads around it, and then a little wooden little sigil pendant there. And he says, please, I would like to offer this to you. in thanks. I expect that you already have quite the rapport with other Terrasen, but displaying this will just help that even further. Show that you are a friend of us or any others that you come across, if you would accept that.
Yeah, he'll just kind of reach out slowly and grab it and just, thank you. I do accept. Thank you.
And you see that the little symbol there, you would recognize that as wood from the forget the name.
The Chala
yes,
tree?
thank you.
Yeah.
The Chala trees. The basically sacred trees of the Terrasen people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, displaying that in presence of any other Terrasen will give you a +1 to any charisma checks that you use with them.
Nice. +1 charisma check.
I got a bag of fruit.
You did, yeah. You have +5 when you talk with Jib.
Yeah.
As long as the fruit's there.
As long as you have fruit, otherwise he is not gonna be happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say too. After Lan had found Dak and given his, brilliant plan on making credits at the Fight Club, probably would start trying to round up. Finding where Valen had run off to, because we knew he was trying to go help that guy and.
Well, yeah, he yelled out to get the business card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys could basically reconvene and. Yeah.
Yeah, Lan, on hearing that, is like sprinting over to give his card. He's like, Valen, did you find a customer?
Yeah, I did.
Wonderful. And I guess Rossoni's still here, right?
Yeah, he'd still be there.
Lan turns to Rossoni and says, let me just get my breath. Pleasure to meet you. Lan Jolt is the name. Here's my card in case you happen to see any particularly high-value targets that you would like me to ascertain. Please be in touch. Valen is my assistant bounty hunter. He helped me in the live capture of a target known as Killer. We secured the resort moon Daruma together, so you can trust us to get the job done.
He just has like some different interesting expressions to that, but he does reply in to you in broken basic, but he can speak it decently, and says the only bounties, hunts, if you will, that I am much familiar with are the wild Cularin of our forested jungle areas here on the planet. He kind of turns to you, Valen, and says, now perhaps you had gone on a hunt with your master before, after the Calasans. You'd be familiar enough with them, Lan. You've been in the system enough. And Calasan, native to Cularin, they resemble like great lizards, pretty large lizard-like creatures, and they come in different colors, colorful skin. And but they're pretty good hunters, and yeah, they often sometimes the Terrasen will go out on a hunt to go after them.
Just saw a picture of these things. They look ugly as sin.
Oh, you know what? Let me try something here.
Can we post it?
No, I gotta turn on the module, I think, real quick.
Okay.
Drag, upload, so we'll do a quick refresh. AIL. There it is. Oh yeah. No, they're hideous. Finally, yeah, I got a module that'll let me drag stuff in, because I was sick of not being able to do that. Let's see if it works. Boop boop. Okay, and it's there, and show player.
Oh, wow.
There you go. That work? I assume?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
It's a bit cropped. I don't think you can zoom, but
no,
good enough.
it's cropped naturally, or that was the way it came. Yeah,
Gotcha.
So.
Well then, yes, I can see it.
Let me delete the. There it goes. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Damn, you have to check that out if you don't have that module. It's pretty slick. Can't hear you, Bob.
What's it called?
There you go. Drag and upload or something like that. Drag uploader. I'll send you later.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's real nice.
Because you can
It's nasty.
yeah, you can drag in like and set it as like a journal entry, a actor, whatever else. There's different ways just based on what you're selected on. So
That's awesome.
yeah. Okay. So yeah. Anything else, Lan? In regards to that interaction?
No, I think Lan did what he was supposed to do, and he knew what the animal was, so he didn't have to make a fool of himself again.
Yeah, so Rossoni kind of, you know, you get a sense that, you know, he's offering, hey, you're up for a hunt, maybe we go do that sometime.
Might just take you up on it. I've heard these things are good eating, but never partaken myself.
Yeah, he kind of crinkles his brow at that, as if to imply that no, it's not necessarily the best
Good
meat.
eating.
Yeah.
I don't think Lan has the best taste.
Yeah. Well. How can I taste?
Is that elderly woman still trying to board up her shop?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna help with that one.
I was like, have we cleared the streets enough that she doesn't even need to do that? Like, have
We're
we
taking
righted
out
the
threats.
wrongs?
Yeah.
Righted the wrongs of society already?
Wow, guys, we fixed it.
we fixed a
all
whole
of it.
planet.
Can you believe that? Dang.
So is she just kind of like, it's like the typical putting up boards and
Yeah.
just nailing them in kind of thing?
Yeah.
So we'll just try to, without being too overt about it, I want to kind of start helping her lift him in place with the force. Just like, I guess force push pull should probably,
Yeah.
I think
fine.
that ignores the weight limit. I just kind of gently put him into place and walk up behind her and offer to help.
He
I'm
turns and
just doing it the old-fashioned way.
as she turns and says, well, thank you so very much. And she looks to you specifically, Valen, when you begin offering your assistance through the Force, and says, "Are there more Jedi coming? We need help here before the riots come and destroy the city even more. This is just chaos."
Riots? What? Are there people gathering? Is there?
I think so. I've heard about it, that there's a couple angry groups heading towards each other, both sides of all the chaos, and, you know, some have their opinion, others have theirs, and I think the plan is to come and meet here towards the main square and have it out.
Yeah, they're
I'm
not
just trying to
coming for tea.
prepare.
Well, let's see about getting this thing boarded up for you, and then we'll get you on your way. You got anything you need out of here, or is this it?
I think just boarding up should be good. Protect, you know, display windows and try to get a good lock up. So
All right. Well, we can.
maybe someone can, you know, diffuse the situation before it arises as well. But just in case, you know.
So these groups, do you happen to know what exactly they're rallying behind? what it is they're for or against, or is this just typical interplanetary politics?
Well, it certainly has something to do with poor Boris.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I think some people are kind of sympathizing with what the Therans are doing here. It sounds like they're just kind of rounding up Force sensitives.
Yeah, we've heard that from more than one person. Well, I don't. The Jedi, as you I'm sure are aware, are a bit occupied everywhere else in the galaxy. So I'm it. At least until Master Lanius can free up some more help. But I think right now they just need more eyes on the ground telling them what's going on. So if you can tell me anything more, I'd be more than happy to pass that along. But specifically, I guess, to the immediate problem, they're rounding up these Force sensitives. I have a feeling I know what these large gatherings of people are about to do. Do you happen to know anyone who might be Force sensitive? Even suspected or rumored? Nothing confirmed. Doesn't seem they don't seem like the rational type of people who would discern between people who are rumored to be and who are confirmed to be. They seem to be taking anybody without waiting for a confirmation. So if we can help them before these people get to them, maybe we can save some lives and prevent the boiling point from being reached.
Well, unfortunately, no. I don't know anybody. And I imagine that the Force has some resources to have an idea of who they're going after.
Perhaps. I not quite sure I remember that lesson from the Academy, currently at the moment at least. I have to refresh my memory on that one. But yeah, I'm sure the Force will show us a way. But if you don't know, do you happen to know anybody who might know that sort of thing? Anybody around, like a local, someone Boris hung out with, someone like Boris who's well known or knows other people? Maybe they can help us find these people and maybe get an into these groups so we can try to talk to them and diffuse the situation. Someone's got to know that around here.
I would, that's why I asked if more of you were coming around. The Office of Peace and Security, they're not going to be worth much. And they're busy just kind of trying to maintain the peace, what little bit that there is right now, and yeah, I would have turned to the Jedi, but it sounds like that's that.
Well, there were none, now there's one. So I guess that's a start. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we don't need the others, but I can get a message to the Academy. Master Lanius he'll do what he can. I know that much. He'll do the right thing, but he might not be able to. So we'll have to work with what we've got. But take care of the people that you know about that need the help around you. Have a tight circle. Take care of them, and we'll get through this together. Just look out for each other. Don't forget that.
Absolutely.
Well, before we head off, is there anything more you need?
You finish up with the helping out with the boarding up. Everyone, I assume, is there helping.
Yeah, I'm at least there, hanging out.
Okay.
Boarding up.
And you kind of get done with that, and it looks good. It looks like it's going to withhold any issues, and says, well, best of luck. Anything further, you're gonna go and deal with the situation. Hope that this is only just merely a precaution and not necessary. He kind of gestures towards the boarding up.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Costs you way more to rebuild these windows. But don't worry,
Absolutely.
we'll try to stop it from getting here.
Absolutely.
Like, well, may the force be with you.
Thank you. Gives a nod. Kind of like heads back into her shop and seems to just keep things locked up and anything else she needs to do.
She gets the shotgun and the chains on the door. Yeah.
Welcome
So
to
I guess
Grandma's world.
Yeah.
He's ready for the
Wrong
purge.
shop,
Let's go.
dudes. So I guess I'll turn to Dem. Probably heard all that. Are the other
Yeah.
two? Are you guys with us?
Hi guys.
Arlan and Dak. Yeah. Okay.
I think we're all there.
So yeah, if they heard it, I wouldn't have to explain it to them. But just kind of point out, like, well, she did mention these two groups. I guess we could start there. No one seems to know anybody other than Boris, who actually meets their criteria for whatever it is the Therans are doing. So maybe these groups will have, I don't know, some answers. At least explain what the hell's going on here. They seem to be in support of this, at least a decent number of them, and anytime there's a few bad apples among a whole bunch of decent people, they all tend to spoil everybody else. So I guess, at least from my point of view, if we remove these people, or at least identify them, then remove them from here peacefully, maybe that'll calm things down enough that cooler heads can prevail and prevent any sort of riot or demonstration again. I had probably too much to hope to send the Therans packing, but why not have a little bit of why not dream a little bit, you know?
So did the Jedi not know about this force sensitive rounding up business before they sent us here?
Well,
Valen?
DM, did I actually hear that? We didn't actually hear that, right?
Hear what?
Rounding up.
Sorry.
Rounding up the force sensitives.
So it's basically just from people you've talked to, like rumors. Yeah.
Okay. But Master Lanius just kind of said, go in and figure out what's going on.
Right. There wasn't any specific. Yeah.
He didn't tell us he knew anything or something.
Yeah, basically
So-
it was like, hey, there was this, Boris was taken out. The crowds, the public is pissed. There's chaos. Help, deal with the
Gotcha.
situation. Yeah.
Well, no, Dak. I'm not aware that they even knew about it, but now that we're here, we know about it. Maybe I should tell them. Maybe that changes the situation for them back on Almus. But as I told her, I'm probably it for the foreseeable future, so if we're gonna do it,
That's what we got.
if we're gonna do it, let's do it. Maybe we can stop this. I like to think we can.
At least lessen the blow, right?
Gotta do something. I can't stand by and let them do that. I mean, even if that person did do something wrong, there's still a process. They don't get to just come in here like thugs and start murdering people because they feel like it. They have no authority to do that. And even the authority they are granted doesn't allow them to do that, so they're way out of line. Morally and legally. Not to mention the quality of life for everybody around them tends to go down. As you can see with this potential riot we might have on our hands. But they couldn't care less.
Dem, is that like every day? Like once a day?
It's after every long rest.
Okay, then yeah, go ahead. You can do that now, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what is? Oh, or something.
I got the Fates exploit, and it lets me do like the divination wizard thing where you can record a d20 roll and then replace it with someone else's roll before they roll it.
Is it anyone else's?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's anyone else's. I just has to be before the roll. So if I get a low roll, I
Yeah.
can do it on, some enemies and be like, let's do it. Okay, that's a 5. That looks like an enemy's roll.
Within 5 feet of you.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's fine for me because
Yeah, that's good. Cool.
I gotta be right up close.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Write it down.
It's like, well, I know. I'll answer the question that no one's asked yet, and the answer is no. I don't think this has any credits attached to it. I don't think this is our standard job.
I didn't ask anything like that. Yet.
I've been around these guys long enough to know that it's almost always, if it's not the first question, it's at least probably the second one. And hey, they got to make their pay somehow, I don't blame them.
Well, that's
But-
all right. I got this bag here of produce so far, and
Making out like a bandit. Look at
I'm
you.
sure something will turn up.
Yeah.
Dak sort of gives a look over to Lan, a knowing glance.
Yeah.
Was that a pun
I'm
on
sure
your produce?
No vegetable puns
Puns.
in this session.
Yeah, I think the hidden message there is that Dak is gonna steal Lan's money.
Sure, Valen can think that. That is perfect. That works.
That's probably what's gonna happen. Like, I assume that's what's gonna happen. You just, oh, okay, they've got some scheme and Lan's gonna lose. Got it. All right. Well, don't win too hard, Dak. If you know what I mean. Leave something to come back for.
No,
But-
don't worry.
But I guess when we're handling this, if you want me to, I can handle expenses. At least it doesn't need to come out of our pockets, or yours at least.
Oh,
But I
going
don't
in-
technically have coffers, so.
Going and trying to stop a bunch of people from killing each other doesn't sound like it should cost us too much to do it. So they
Now
say,
you'd be surprised.
did she say when this riot's supposed to start happening?
No, but I
What's
would
the call
wager.
time for the riot?
What's the flash mob time? What time were they supposed to meet?
Sounds like right now, as in the distance you hear
Okay, I was gonna say if it's soon, we should probably start heading that
gonna
way.
say
hear the
soon,
quiet
like-
din of crowds on either sides of you,
Fairly
seemingly
soon.
marching towards the square. 2 sets of groups.
All right, this sounds like right up your alley. Peacekeepers and all right there, Valen.
Yeah. Yep. That's us. He just kind of says to himself, like, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
He's
And
like,
Dak in
okay.
the back of his mind now too is somewhat, I guess, necessarily concerned, but a little more anxious now, hearing multiple times, "Oh yeah, they're just rounding up and like killing force-sensitive people." No,
Thank God I'm not force sensitive, huh, guys?
seeing as how Dak actually is, but sort of keeps that to himself and has never really
Valen doesn't know.
has never made
Yeah.
it obvious. He's just kept things to himself. He's not going to bring it up at this point in time, but oh hey, by the way.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, a little bit of an uneasy feeling because, yeah, they're just killing random people that happen to be force sensitive. That's great.
Maybe they just
Good
won't
thing we
know.
don't-
Yeah, I don't know if they have
Sorry,
like a tool to like test for it, or if they're just seeing people do force tricks.
Yeah, people doing it on the street and they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're not sure.
there they are.
Definitely,
Force metal detectors.
yeah.
Just stand next to someone that you know is force sensitive, so you can just be like, no, it must be picking up his aura or something. That's just point to me.
Alright, so I guess we'll start moving towards the sound of the mob forming at a
Yeah, so
fair pace.
there's basically two groups coming towards you guys. Seem to be coming to the main square, Gadrin here, but they are, definitely still a little bit of ways from meeting. So you can head up and go meet with one of them, with the other one, split, meet with each. What is your thoughts there?
Well, what do we think? Like, so it's the, what exactly are these groups, or we don't know yet? Just
right. Give me perception checks.
okay. Because I'm thinking more like
That's exactly going to be my question. I was
they're like
Like the ones that hate force sensitive will not send Valen to talk to.
yeah, or maybe that's the perfect one to send to talk to them.
Who knows?
Those rolls.
I know.
Come on, Lan, get a
24,
natural
23,
Why
23.
is it not showing?
Natural one.
don't
Natural
know.
one.
There we go. Sorry if it does like 3 of
Oh.
these.
Oh. I
All
think
right.
it'd be really funny if I was just thinking about the Fates exploit. If I just did that just randomly to mess someone up.
Do it on when. Well, you'd have to be ringside, but in Land's fight.
come here, Lynn. I'm in his corner. I'm just like,
You got this.
here, take a 5.
Then you
Copy,
split.
Jim.
You
Copy.
split the money that Dak steals.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, that could actually be good. Purposely getting that fail.
So, Lan, you're not picking up because you don't have a good visual yet. I mean, maybe the very beginnings of some of the crowds. You just aren't picking up kind of what they're saying. There's a lot of voices shouting, but the rest of you can pick up some distinctions. Maybe see some of the signs and banners that some of them are bringing. And essentially, yes, you've got two groups. One of them that is very against what the Therans are doing, and there's a chant calling on the Therans to let go their prisoners. And then from the other group, it's basically let the Therans do what they need to do and not let there be violence. So they're just kind of, along with that the Therans, loosely have a right and just let them do their business and not cause any further issues as well. So these two groups are coming together.
Yeah.
Well, so if we're tackling the anti-Theran people, I guess that would probably be a little easier. If we can't stop them, we can at least direct their attention away from this other group. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
protesting. They're not really trying to hurt each other, but we know that that's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
It only takes one instigator in the crowd, and especially if this is the Therans putting them up to it, they may have somebody in there ready to incite violence just to justify what they're doing, and then it makes it even harder to get them out. But if we get the anti-Theran people to go, say, move where they're going to protest, or shift the attention away from this other group so that this other group isn't really protesting with anybody. It's kind of hard to protest against somebody that isn't where you are. But
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's let's go towards the anti-Theran group first and try to see if we can do something.
Figure it out.
so, and it sounds from what we can hear, both sides are generally just like, the goal is like, one wants the Therans off and to leave them alone and not cause violence. The other one wants everyone to let the Therans roll over them and do what they're doing and hope the violence basically isn't on them and is just on their prisoners.
Yeah, that or like no additional violence because of the situation. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Don't exacerbate the situation.
yeah.
Don't make it worse than it is.
Yeah.
All right, I think. All right, was anybody in speech and debate? Because I don't know if this is my forte at all.
I mean, you know, I am the face.
Well, all right. I guess I was trained to do this for 20 some odd
There's
years.
any, children leading the mob, Dem.
Oh god.
Yeah, then I'll be easy peasy. There you go. That's
A
all it
mob of
takes.
children?
And hey, I
He
got
didn't
this
say children.
got this new bracelet. I can show it off to them. Be like, hey, look at this.
So you guys head down one of the streets where this group is approaching, and as you get closer and closer, you see a pretty decent sized group of people, signs chanting in unison at times as well, just heading your way.
Do I need to be in front? Valen's just gonna cast Battle Precog on himself.
Oh gosh.
Just in case. Just kind of
Don't be
step
in front
forward
here.
as if he's leading the procession, but like we're all still a group.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll step out a few more feet from everyone so that I'm the first one to talk to him when I get close enough. Kind of hold up my hands for them to stop.
There does seem to be like at least one or two individuals that are sort of like the leaders of the group, kind of holding like a tall sign, whatever, and just kind of seem to be the ones that are carrying on whatnot, and they put their signs out to like hold everyone up for a quick second. Stand there, and one of them comes forward and says, you're in your robes, right?
Yeah, we came over from the ship, right? And after we got paid or whatever wired, and we had a long rest, I believe.
Yeah.
I would have gotten changed at some point during all of that.
Okay.
Gotten out the grease out of my face and hair because I dressed myself up as a townie last time.
Oh yeah, from the on the
so people wouldn't
station,
think
right?
I was a Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they would definitely recognize that and just say. So the Jedi finally show up. Are you here to stop this ridiculousness by the Therans?
I'm here to stop the ridiculousness. Yes. It's like, but that doesn't mean they're the only ones acting ridiculous. I said, what? Let me ask you a question, and it's rhetorical. Don't answer, just think. What exactly is your end game here?
Jack leans over to the land and goes, "This is going so well."
But what do you think will happen if you get into an armed conflict with your own neighbors, your own community?
Why do you
think
assume that's our intention? We are going to make our voices heard that we are against what the Therans are doing.
And you can account for every single person in your crowd here? You can read their minds and tell me exactly what they plan to do, and you can do that for the other group of people that are, as we speak, on their way to meet you. You're not just going to yell at each other. We know that's not how this works. People don't... When people get heated, and when the danger and the sparks start flying, people don't always behave the way you expect them to. And sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. And sometimes it's a very dangerous thing. And what we have right here is a massive powder keg waiting to blow up in our faces. I said, I'm not against your position. I absolutely agree that what they're doing is wrong, it's unjust, and it needs to be stopped. And your friends, your fellows, I'm sure they feel the same way. They just have a different way of trying to solve the problem. I think all of us can agree that no one wants the Therans here. Would I be wrong in assuming that?
You see a lot of head nods and whatnot. Where does it end? How are we? Are the Jedi planning to stop this? What if they come after you next? They started with apparently they're after Force sensitives, and then they come after the Jedi next. And then what?
Did they come after a Jedi, or did they come after somebody they thought was Force sensitive? You notice how they're not coming after actual Jedi? There's probably a reason for that. They'd get steamrolled. People have come after us in our history, and, well, let's just say that we're still here and they aren't. He says that unironically, not knowing what's about to happen in the next couple years.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
not even a couple years. Like
he has the utmost confidence in the Jedi Order. Okay, he knows they're going to be around forever. It's just the natural order of things.
And what is? So then what? We just go back to our residences and accept what's going on.
Accept it? No, absolutely not. You should still fight back. But sometimes fighting back doesn't mean actual fighting. Sometimes it's just keeping close tabs on them, following their movements, intel. Helping out on the ground, making sure people are fed, making sure that the people they're after have a means to escape their clutches. If you guys know who they're after and you know your communities well enough, you can help them escape. You can get them to us. You can get them to me. We can help them. We can get them out. Like, the Jedi didn't abandon you. You got one standing right in front of you right now. It's like, and if you don't mind me patting my own self on the back, there's a few hundred of you and one of me. Do I look scared to you? Balin is very scared right now, but he's just still kind of trying to hold himself up. He's just kind of, I'm here. I'm not going away, and I'll give my life to protect you and them if I have to. But I'm hoping that's not necessary today. But if you go up there and you clash with this group, I'm not one of the people who's gifted with the Force power of, farsight and seeing into the future, but you don't need that power to see which way this is going to go. And I guarantee you the Therans will kill a lot more people by the time the day's over, and you will have accomplished absolutely nothing with this. But if you go back to your homes, talk with these people, one-to-one, not in these large groups together, I'm sure you'll find some common ground, and you can work out a way to quietly, at least, resist the Therans. Sometimes being overt isn't always good. When someone has an overwhelming strength, which the Theran Navy does, I'll admit that, sometimes the only thing you can do is feign compliance while secretly resisting them. It's worked for many people on many planets all over the galaxy, toppling tyrannic regimes. There's absolutely no reason it can't work here now, too.
From the back of the crowd, you hear a few shouts and whatnot. Come on, what's going on? Let's go. Things like that. But you've seemed to definitely capture the attention of this assumed leader of the group. Give me a persuasion roll at advantage.
Oh, okay, advantage. Okay, hold on. I know I have like a few features and stuff that I got from, I don't know where I put them. They were from my benevolence stuff. When you or an ally makes a charisma check to attempt to calm a creature or bring peace alliance, you may spend a force point to add a d4 to the result of the roll. May I use that?
Yeah.
Woo.
Say that certainly applies.
Definitely trying. Persuasion, you said?
Yes.
Oops, I didn't add the d4.
All right. Man.
Here, I'll roll the...
All right, max roll. You don't have...
it matters.
You have a 0 on your... Oh, because it's charisma, right? Your wisdom based.
Charisma, yes. Yeah. So that was precog, which would be 2... Okay, I'm at 30.
Right. So this individual that you're talking with definitely considers everything you have to say. The anxious crowd behind him is just that, getting antsy, wanting to move forward. But he looks to you and he says, "Those are very wise words, and a wise lesson. Many wise things to consider. Let us know how else we can help." And he kind of starts talking a little bit louder so everyone hears. "We will all go back to our homes, and we will think of better ways to deal with the situation. Just know that we will be doing something about the situation."
I'd expect no less. I definitely couldn't sit on my hands while people around me were disappearing or getting hurt, especially not by brutes like them. We've witnessed their tyranny firsthand. Believe me.
Jedi can come. The government certainly isn't doing anything. There's no other militia forces that are doing anything. That's why we are here. But we will heed your message. Just hope that it hasn't delayed a potentially. It doesn't delay our voices being heard and putting an end to this.
I'll do my best to make sure that doesn't happen. Don't worry.
Dax,
We'll make sure you're heard.
Dax going to kind of chime in at this point to whoever this leader is, and just say, because this is the group that basically wants like the prisoners released and things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Dad's just gonna ask them, what can you tell us about the Theron and what they're doing? You know, we've heard rounding up supposed Force sensitives. Are they killing them like Boris, or it sounds like they're taking some prisoner? Just any information you have on how they're finding the Force sensitives potentially, or where they're taking them, anything could be of help.
As far as we understand, they're just kept as prisoners. Not sure why they're specifically targeting these types. Decent amount of hearsay in that, but seems that it holds a lot of validity. Regardless of who it is, sensitive or not, Jedi or not, can't just be taking prisoners seemingly for no reason. If they are specifically targeting Force sensitives, I'm not sure how they would know that.
Do you know where the Theron are taking the prisoners to?
Do not know. They do have a security facility here in town. That'd be a start, but
okay. Is there anyone in particular that's, I guess, in charge of this force? I was gonna say platoon, battalion. I'm not sure what the the official designation of this thing we would call it, but basically, who's running the show here from the Theron military?
Says no, they've conveniently, kept pretty quiet about that. Even other than the officer on the newscast, don't really have much information beyond that. Mentions that I think.
Oh man, if it's that same guy.
That is exactly what I'm thinking. Officer Dickhead.
It is not the Bothan, if that's the Bothan.
Yeah, that's
no,
what
no,
we're
no.
thinking of.
It's
A mortal enemy.
Lieutenant Dalin, Dalin, I believe, is the one that was on the.
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, was the one on the video that basically took out Boris.
Cannot believe Boris.
Do you all happen to know any other suspected Force sensitives? Or have they already done their rounding up?
I think any of them that have caught wind of the situation are definitely trying to hide out. I personally don't know any.
Any idea where they might go? Is there a place around here that might be particularly safe to people on the run, Force sensitive or not?
Not necessarily. Probably just trying to hide out on their own as they can.
I understand. Like, there's a lot of questions, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem you get the answers until the Therans have you, and then by then it's too late. But I guess I'll turn to Dak. You still have any more questions for them, or?
No, just starting to think here. After we take care of business here, we're in the market area, I guess. Still,
Yeah.
here in the market, perhaps either paying a visit to the Theron for a chat, or find out more we can about them might be a good course of action.
That might be it. What about the other group? Think that would be wise to go up to them?
Well, we should probably, see if we can get them to head home as well. No sense
Should
in
Valen
stirring
the
up.
Jedi talk to them, or should Valen the mechanic talk to them?
Suppose either way is fine.
I've been in the temple a little too long. I know you guys always chide me and tease me about it, but it's true, I have. So I don't always know how you guys react to us. Usually I just go out and it's nothing off my back, but sometimes we're heroes to people, and sometimes we are the worst of villains, and I have no idea why. But if you think Valen the Jedi would fare okay, then I'd probably be on better feet not being duplicitous with them, just in case they find out. That would definitely set them off. People already think the worst about us anyway. They don't need my help.
Works for me. Sounds like that group just wants to keep things how it is anyway, so let's
We'll just tell them we went and told them all to go home, and they did. And it's not a lie. We're still at the other group, right? I'll turn to them. Like, so
they're kind of, well, yeah, they're they're kind of, yeah.
They knew to
disperse.
go home, be an underground railroad of sorts, and help out. That's stick close to your peoples.
Well, I think you should be at least prepared for a fight here, because I'm not so sure that they'll just let us walk away with a Force user in our midst.
We can take it as a precaution, but again, I'd like to have a little bit of optimism and hope here. Short supply as it might be in, I think that might.
Never heard of such a thing.
However, stay 25 feet back from me.
That's an oddly specific number, but okay.
It is a very oddly specific number, and you very much should stay at least 25 feet away from me.
But
if things go wrong, I have a way out, but not if you're standing right next to me or within 25 feet of me. But so I guess so the facility, would it be on the way there, or is this group still like they're close?
Yeah, because you guys are, outside of the square, but that's where that group's coming. So the other group has, continued their progress, so they're potentially right there at the square.
So we're in the square and they're coming towards the
No,
square?
you guys went. So you guys were in the square, and then you went
Okay.
out of it to go meet the one group. The other group was outside as well, coming in. So, yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably meet them as we get into the square.
Right. Yeah. They'd probably be
Okay,
just
okay.
yep, just coming in.
I was just trying to think if you guys could take up positions, but then that makes it look like we're itching for a fight. Like, let's
Yeah.
play this casual, but just stay 25 feet away from me. Let
Pretty
me
casual.
Let me be in front. Like, hopefully, this one will be a walk in the park.
Whatever you say, Balin.
I try to train a Kowakian monkey lizard. Believe me, I can deal with my fair share of difficulty and frustration, but I think we got this.
Yeah, this is the group that wants just to let the Theron do whatever they want to do and not cause trouble. So I don't think they're going to be looking for a fight. We should be able to pretty much. Yeah, I don't think they're looking to fight anybody. They want zero violence, even against the Theron.
Yeah.
So
As we're doing this, I'm gonna take the double Shoto and just kind of shift it up my sleeve,
Okay.
just so it's ready, like it's just within a hand's breadth.
Yeah.
But just anything to not trigger them seeing Jedi and associating with Jedi,
Right.
and it's still handy. So, and I'll just calmly as I can walk towards this group 25 feet out in front of the other.
Okay. You guys turn around from the other group that is, beginning to disperse and head back down the road towards the square, and the chants from the other crowd get louder as you get closer and closer, and you spill into the square, and you see they're just entering in themselves and definitely spilling out similar looking group signs, banners, and things like that, chanting and whatnot. Wow. You head in, and the group is there before you.
Hey guys.
Does it look like there's any sort of discernible leader like there was last
Yeah,
time?
yep, similar to the other one, definitely.
So I'll walk up to those two people, hands open, like a friendly gesture. Kind of a combination of I bring you peace and also please don't shoot. And just kind of make my way towards them. So, greetings. Can I help you?
And you get a similar reaction. Where have you been? The Jedi aren't here to help out?
What are you talking about? The Jedi are right here.
I understand that word means singular and plural. I'm talking about ladder.
Why do you need more than one if one will do the job just as well? Do you hammer a nail twice?
If it doesn't go in the first way.
Yeah.
Because regardless, we don't know what the Therans are up to. But we don't want any other destruction in the city. These people that, we don't know, maybe there's something going on with these Force Adepts. And just need to let them do what they're doing and be done with it.
Well, we do agree with you on that, at least to a point. We didn't want any further violence, and I spoke to the other group that had their piece to say as well, just like you did, and they agreed with me and they went home. So if you're really truly committed to not having any violence, will you do the same? There's no need to demonstrate here. I think everybody's on the same page. They don't want the Therans here, but you disagree about how to go about getting them.
We don't want the Theran violence, so
yes, but no Therans.
Any
no
of your
violence.
counterparts, any of you, what they're after? Perhaps we just give them what they want, and they will end the clench of their fist on our city.
Unfortunately, that's not a gift you get to give. However, we can help you stop the Theron violence, and that is what we're here to do. That is what I've been sent here to do. I got a special request from Master Lanius at the Almus Academy, which overlooks the Cularin system, to come here. He personally told me to handle this, and that's why I'm here.
The individual that you're talking to does seem that they're being, very reasonable, diplomatic here for the most part in the conversation. There are some chants coming from the back of the group, though. They're getting a little rowdy. Just you hear things like, turn in the adepts, turn in the sensitive, and just shouts, turn in the Jedi even. Maybe one of these people are who they're after. Just give them what they want. Murmurs of these suggestions throughout the crowd. Every time you fucking do that. Damn.
Oh, he comes up, just pops
I
back.
know. Here I come.
So, as they're saying all this, does it feel like there's a buzz in the crowd, like they're getting a little more amped up, or is it just people
A
just
little.
kind of
It's still pretty individual, but
Okay.
yeah, it's there.
Yep.
Dak's gonna, or I guess we're 25 feet away. I'm not gonna say anything.
It's like, well, I can't exactly command you and have you follow my orders, but what I can tell you is that going home and letting the Therans do whatever it is they're doing is probably in all of our best option. No one needs to get hurt here. No one needs to hand anybody over. Everybody needs to just go home, let the Therans do what they're doing, and let the people whose business it is to deal with the Therans deal with the Therans.
And we're just here to tell everyone else to do the same. Trying to convince the other half of this town that trying to cause more violence and more problems.
The other half? Which half? Do you see a half? I'll direct to the other end of the plaza, the square. I'm like, which other half? They went home. You're the only ones out here trying to cause violence.
We're not here to cause
what I'm
violence.
saying now? What were you out here to actually do?
To just make our voices heard.
Well, you've been
To
heard.
prevent the violence.
They heard you coming and they decided they didn't want any violence. They went home. All I'm asking you to do is exactly what they did. No more and no less. There's no violence here, then there's no need for it. The Therans are going to do what they're going to do, regardless of whether you voice your opinion or not. But if you come here and cause a scene, and the Therans decide they need to stay a little bit longer, and instead of they get their fill of Force sensitives, or these adepts that you're referring to, and they decide to start finding you, what are you going to do then? You turned in the only people who could have helped you. And when they start coming for you, there won't be anybody to save you. It's like, go home. Be with your families, be with your friends, look out for each other. The Therans are going to do what they're going to do until somebody else, the bigger fish, comes in and tells them they can't do it. And unless you're willing to step up, it's not going to be you guys. You should go home and take care of your families. Deal with the things you can actually, deal with the problems you can actually solve. You can take care of your families and your neighbors and make sure that they don't get hurt. The Therans, he's like, I've dealt with too many people like them. There are a dime a dozen in this galaxy, and every other year there's another group doing the same thing. But you're a community and you need to stand tall. You're doing that kind of now, but you need to listen to yourselves from an outsider's perspective. There is absolutely no way I believe you're here for peace. Some of you, probably even most of you. But as I told that other group, if you can't tell me exactly what's in everybody's head here, and that they're here peacefully, I'm not going to believe that. There's just too many of them, and too many people can want different things and make them, go their own way. How do you know the Therans don't have somebody paid in your group to cause violence to help their cause? Do we even know what they're actually here for? Or did they just come in and start doing what they wanted to without explaining anything to you? They'll do it again. He's like, but if you go home and take care of each other, be less likely they'll be able to pull one over on you.
We just want them to stop. Give me a another persuasion check.
Okay, I was gonna say to him, like, we'll do what we can to stop them. Persuasion advantage?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna spend a point. Do that D4 as well.
Thank God for advantage.
Yeah.
Oh.
What'd you roll on the D4?
Yeah.
Even a solid 4.
So the other group, you sent that they went home?
They went home. Do you hear them? Kind of hard to hide a group that big.
Well, I suppose we can do the same. We're here simply to oppose their opinions. Because I think that all they want, all they are after would just cause more violence. But
Well, you may be right. But if you don't mind me butting in here a little bit, isn't there like an armchair you can sit in with the HoloNet where you can just type this on a message board or something? You don't need to come all the way out here starting stuff. And then I gotta fly all the way from Almas over here, and
you can't believe anything you see on the FaceNet.
You gotta go deeper.
you and I agree on many things, I'm sure. This is one of them.
I'm sure the Therans have spun their propaganda on the FaceNet as it is.
Yeah, I tend not to put too much stock in that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I go out and I meet people like you, and I tend to get it either spoken to me or sometimes spat at me, but I feel like talking to people, you get a better idea of what's actually in their head. Screaming at them and brandishing signs and things that might be weapons, that I can tell you from personal experience that almost never works at convincing somebody. But going home, doing what they did, at least now you can say that when it was time to step up, you guys also did the right thing. So at least you'll be on equal footing. They won't have anything over on you, and you won't have anything over on them, but maybe it'll get you guys a little closer to agreeing on something.
I can get behind that. Takes his sign, and it's on like a big heavy pole. He kind of wraps it down on the ground a couple times, turns around and addresses the group. Kind of yells out to them. And, we've came to say what we need to say, and I think it's been heard. Let's all go home. We don't need any more problems here. There's a few grumbles from the crowd, but the sentiment echoes, eventually kind of filters through everywhere, and the crowd does seem to disperse. Turns and says, I appreciate you stepping in and helping out with the situation.
Don't mention it. Anytime you need. Go home and be safe. May the Force be with you.
And that crowd begins to disperse as...
So as they are kind of all trickling out, Phelan's just gonna kind of weakly, on his weak in the knees, collapse a little bit. He's like, oh my god. Oh, what the criff did I just do? How is that even possible?
Will Ferrell's character in Old School when he does that debate speech.
Like, oh wow, that was really good.
I just blacked out for a moment there.
What just happened? Are they gone? I did it. I really did it. Like, I didn't figure out where the Therans are, but well, few crisis averted, I guess.
Yay.
He's just gonna sit down on like a bench or something. I need like a minute.
Everyone give me perception checks.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Woo.
Alrighty. Dem and well, here. So the group. The other group dissipates, and eventually things seem very quiet at this point now. Considering, you know, you had all the racket that was going on now, and it seems pretty quiet. Dak, you think that in the midst of that quiet, you think that, you know, somebody is following. Somebody's kind of around, and then Dem, you pick up on this as well, and you pick up on a it looks like a younger individual, just from, I mean, from your distance, but kind of my size and whatnot of the figure, that had like ducked down behind some bushes.
Do you guys see that?
Whatever it is you're looking at, all I see are two of them right now. I need a minute. My head's dizzy.
I mean, heck, I'll walk right up. I don't care.
Does you
I'll
go ahead, Dak.
So I'll cause you said I noticed somebody following us, or it seemed like it.
Yeah, somebody kind of like, yeah, just not, you know, kind of pick it up maybe on a little bit of peripheral motion or sounds, but yeah, Dem definitely saw something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll just say to Dem, yeah, something. I heard something earlier, and let's go check it out, and I'll kind of follow behind her.
Yep, walking right up.
And as you do, and you get closer and closer, then all of a sudden you kind of hear like, "Shh, hush, they're coming, shh." And then you get up there, and it's kind of like they're trying to hide, but obviously they're not gonna hide. When you go around, you see actually two young individuals, kind of teenagers, they're hunched down behind the bushes there, and you come around and they just kind of look like, you know, oh no, we've been caught, in very awkward
Deer in
way.
headlights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi. Sorry. We've been following you a little bit.
Just a little.
I rolled 2 nat 20s back to back for their stealth rolls, so yeah.
Dang. Whew.
Yeah. So I think you are the ones that I'm after. Somebody
The hell
would
do
like.
you mean after us?
Someone
Dak,
would. Someone would like to talk to you. Dalnay, he has a proposition. Sent us along to seek out individuals like yourselves, and to meet with him when you can.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds not fishy. Where can we find this this person?
Just come with us. He's at a secluded location.
Are we near Erlan and Valen? Or like, do we hear this? I don't know
I'd
how
say you
far
could-
away they walk.
Well,
I was just trying to like basically like, you know how you stumble after you've kind of got lightheaded a little bit? That's a bit what Valen was feeling. He wasn't too far behind, but
Yeah.
Valen, I
actively
would
go
say
after them.
you can, just with your passive being so ridiculous that like you can, once they start talking, that maybe you kind of perk up and go after that. Lan, you would be maybe a little indifferent on picking all of it up. So you'd obviously know that there's something going on, but the specifics of the conversation,
Yeah.
maybe picking up bits and pieces. But
Jack's
Dan's
going.
looking at his wrist pad, trying to like scan the area, not actually using his eyes.
I mean,
is there something specific you're trying to like scan for? Or you're just
No, I was just giving like a
okay reason for
explanation for my
okay,
my bad
gotcha.
perception.
Jack's wants to look at these kids, I guess, and say, "Well, what do you mean, people?" He's looking for people like us.
Well, he gave us a description of some people that he assumed were going to be around these parts, and said seek them out, see if they're here, and let them know I need to talk to them.
Oh, never mind. I know who this guy is.
Yeah, you do know who Delnay is.
Yeah, well,
now he's
I heard the name. I was like,
propositioning us. Interesting.
I was trying to remember what. I was like, either the name sounds really familiar to another game, but no, I know who this is. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yep. No, that's cool. Let's go. Never mind.
Sure.
Just
Lead the way.
Looking for people like you and being force sensitive now, I guess, has got Dak thing. How do you mean looking for people like
All
me?
on edge.
What? Yeah. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Oh.
What do you mean, people like? Yeah. Lead the
I wonder
way.
what he wants with us.
Don't have anything better to do.
So, if you follow along, the two kids lead you through a couple different streets and alleys, definitely kind of winding through town. And you head to a small little cafe. You come inside, and there's a Twi'lek owner that simply gives a head nod, an acknowledgement of you coming in, and then you're led behind the counter of the bar, of the cafe there, and up a flight of stairs to a dusty storeroom. And in there, man standing there waiting, you recognize as Austin Delnay of the Cularin militia. But you see on his face, he's pale, he's looking very worried, definitely is, shows signs of stress and whatnot, and he nods, and he gets right to his reason for calling you forward. For the last few weeks, a Theron task force has been gathering up people who have many of the same talents as the Jedi. Anyone who shows any ability with the Force is subject to arrest without any warning or due process. The Therons have already shipped one group out of Cularin to Thair. We can't help them. However, they're holding several people in a security facility they commandeered from the Office of Peace and Security here in the city. Informants have told us that the prisoners are due to be shipped out tomorrow morning. That's not enough time for the militia to act, and frankly, I don't want to tip our hand just yet. I'm here asking if you all would be willing to help, rescue some innocent people, and maybe help find out why this is happening.
Well, it probably goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Of course I'm in. And taking a look at him, is there anything that I would know, just cursory looking at him, that if there's anything I could actually do to alleviate his condition, or just his,
like straight
his
stress?
state? Yeah, his super stressed condition, or if it's something else, like
Give me a medicine check.
it's one of those just rest and do your thing kind of
Nice.
things, or if it's a
I mean, you might, if you have something that can kind of calm him down, that might help a little bit. It's definitely kind of the whole situation. The situation as a whole is getting to him.
You got some
Anyone
spices?
have any lavender? Oh,
yes,
well.
alcohol, an upper or a downer. I can't remember.
I think it's technically a downer.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Um,
Here, get a blast of this, and yeah.
Well, well, well. The militia coming to me for
You don't
help.
have calm emotions equivalent?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think of a different.
Which
Oh,
one
the
is that?
turntables.
Forget. I thought that's what it was, but maybe not. Maybe that's more of like.
I think it's because there was Mind Trick and there's the other one that goes. That's the prerequisite for that. I think so.
Yeah.
I have the Mind Trick. I'm going up the Mind Trick talent tree, I guess.
Okay.
Not that one. So,
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I mean, otherwise, like, you know, it's not on anything other than stress and whatnot. So
Okay, just making sure he's not poisoned or
yeah,
something
yeah,
he wouldn't
no,
have noticed.
no.
Or,
Dying.
yeah,
Yeah.
dying without realizing it. You know.
Yeah.
Dealing with the situation.
He's like, well, does Master Lanius know about any of this? I mean, I assume he knows something. He did ask for me to come out here, but I'm just not sure what extent the Jedi actually know what's going on here. They would have probably sent a better response if they did.
I would agree, and I think that as you are fully aware, their hands are quite full at the moment with other matters.
Yeah, but that they always step up when they need to, even if they are
Mhm.
busy. So I guess if we're gonna be off doing this, if you wouldn't mind, at least not telephoning, calming Master Lanius. I can give you my Jedi encryption to get through. I'm not sure what your resources are, but at least let him know what the situation is, and maybe he can get some help to us while we're out
Absolutely.
doing whatever it is you need us to do.
Absolutely. It says, so the information I can provide, as I mentioned, there are some prisoners being held in the Theron security facility here in town, and we are hoping that you can go in and extract them. I want this done with as little damage and loss of life as possible on both sides, and also hoping to find some information on what's going on here, what the Therans are doing, why, any information on this, you know, the reasoning for what they're doing. It definitely, I believe that you know, there'll be information to be found within the facility. Our intel team has put together some information on this. Of course, this, as I mentioned, they took over a location from the Office of Peace and Security, which we do have some records of, so we can provide that. And he hands over a data pad, and it does have a map to a facility. That pulls up. Then we've also intercepted some information on what the Therans will have in regards to the forces at the facility. There are at least 4 officers that will man the desk sergeant area, keeping watch of the facility. They're in contact with many other facilities there. We believe there's a good 8 to 10 potentially officers in their ready room, just on standby. The Therans have called in to just have them ready for any further incidents and dealings they need to have. I believe beyond that, there is 10 civilian personnel. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you tell them to just stand down, they likely, I would imagine, would comply. I can't imagine they would be armed in any way to join in on any conflict. There are about 10 other Theron non-military personnel that we understand are in the offices in the facility. These, however, may go either way in regards to joining in on a conflict in the facility. So depending on how you approach them, when you approach them, you may be able to get them out of the fight, if there is one. We understand that the prisoners are being held in the long-term detention area at the back of the building in the corner. It is, of course, guarded pretty heavily, and some intel has suggested that there may be some automatic weapon emplacements around the area as well. Be something you'll want to watch out for and deal with in any way you can. The last bit is that the commanding officer of the facility have offices there in the building. The second set of offices on the right, and if you're going to find information, likely in these offices, if not on the officer themselves, and that is definitely be something we're after.
Is that the guard post on the map? Sorry.
No, the second offices, which is on the bottom half.
Yeah.
Sorry. The one to the right.
Gotcha.
Yep, right-hand officer's door.
Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. He continues and he mentions Lieutenant Dalen is the commanding officer of a task force that the Theron has brought in. He, of course, you would probably know that is responsible for Earthen's death. It would be excellent if we could have him brought in alive for questioning and brought to trial. But understand that the situation might not come out that way. Do you have methods of dispatching any Theron soldiers in a non-lethal way?
Well, you can swing the lightsaber a certain way, or hit them with the other business end of it. That tends to do it pretty well. I can't guarantee they'll be up anytime soon, but they won't be fighting and they won't be dead. So
I mean, other than my silver tongue, I yeah, I can figure it out. I'll say though, it's really trippy that I'm talking to a militia and they're not like questioning me. I think it's pretty cool. You guys do this often? It's really trippy.
I figure I could just shoot him in the foot. That won't kill anybody. I shot my own a couple times. I'm still here.
you could just, point to Land's gun. Like, you can just set it to stun. You know that, right?
Oh, no. This I ain't got no blaster. This thing shoots slugs.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's perfect for killing Jedi, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
I have heard that too.
So I can I'll be able to set my blaster to stun, but like Land mentioned, he isn't quite have that option. So I suppose, Delnay, if you happen to have any weapons, crowd control type grenades, anything like that that might be of use, definitely happy to take it along.
Says, yes, we can supply a couple things, just specifically for that nature. We have some stun grenades we could offer, and if you need a blaster, switch over to that purpose as well. We could provide that.
I'd be happy to take some of those grenades off your hands. I think might come in handy trying to take out a group of them at once.
Certainly, we'll have one of our. I'll have one of my team members bring that over, and he gives you information on a rendezvous to meet up and grab the supplies.
Easy squeezy. Well,
Says, if nothing else, he kind of pushes the data pad over further and says, here's information on the facility. Plan as you can. It will definitely be somewhat fortified. You won't likely be able to get in to a wall or anything like that, unfortunately. Spend
Any
some time.
advice? Oh, sorry.
Say, take your time in planning, but of course you have until tomorrow morning when the prisoners are said to be heading out. So, the sooner you can handle the situation, the better.
yeah.
Any advice on getting in? Is there any area that you think might be particularly easier than the others? Or at
That's
least
just
maybe something, maybe not easy, but better with our skill set?
that's just walking in the front door.
Kind of nods towards you, Dem. It's like that's pretty much it. Not really any other entrances to the facility. It's all into the front, which will likely be secure. So if you can get in that way, that's your best bet. Or should I say how you get in that way? That's your best bet.
And can always let them capture you too, Valen. Let you get on the inside.
I hate to admit this, Dak, but that was exactly where my head went to, too. You better watch out. You start thinking like a Jedi before too long, I might have to put some robes on you.
And that don't see that happen anytime soon.
Yeah, well,
And also,
keep on trying.
would they have any way to I don't know if it's even possible, Valen, but is there any way they can possibly suppress force powers from the people inside the facility?
So I guess DM, what would I know as far as that goes? I mean, I know personally, but
Um,
I'm not sure what he would know. What would be common knowledge and what wouldn't be.
give me a lore check. I would say that you might be familiar with, have heard of the potential for that happening, but that's it. You wouldn't know how. So the Salamiri, right, are the ones that do that.
They have the bubble. There's also a few things that make it
Yeah.
harder for you to detect, but that wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
thing.
So just anything you would be familiar with. Okay, yes, you've heard about it happening. You just don't know how, so you can't, offer anything to be like, So at best you could say it's possible, but
It's like, well, there's been tales, things that are mostly legend by now, but I'm sure there's some truth to them. I know one Jedi actually took the Force away from another one. Pretty strange happening, but that was probably legend and millennia ago. But it's the Force. I have yet to see something from the Force that ceases to amaze me. So I would definitely think it's possible. What that is, I have no idea. But probably no way I can anticipate it,
Yeah.
if that's what you're asking.
Well, just wondering. So I would say, if we do want to use potentially, hey, we've captured this force sensitive. We want to turn them over to you, fine Theron people. Perhaps Jedi robes isn't the way to go. Prefer you to look like a,
pilot.
untrained, an untrained force user, not a multi-year trained force user.
So you want me to dress up like a scruffy-looking nerf herder? Is that it?
Eh.
Why don't you just come out and say it, Dak?
I just want you to not look like a Jedi.
I can do that. I've actually been practicing in my spare time. I don't really tell you guys what I get up to with my Force stuff, but I can definitely make something like that happen. Been practicing, getting pretty good, especially with our last little foray on that space station. Figure why bother getting the clothes and making myself look like that when I can do what Land does, but without the need for the technology.
Duh.
Make myself look like a Twi'lek.
And Lan, I assume you've got your binders handy as well?
Of course. Lance got set of binders just hanging off of his belt, clanging around.
Well, perhaps our best way inside the facility without raising too much concern is to say, hey, we've got a Force sensitive and we want to turn him over so the Theron can do whatever they do with him. Like there's other people, apparently there's already citizens here in the city that are willing to do that, so we're just part of that group.
But
I suppose that would work.
given the layout, I wouldn't expect too much too much sneaky time on this one, guys.
Me either. And the problem arises that what do we do if they do have a way to stop me from using the Force? Because if they do, and I walk in there, there's a really good chance I'm not walking out of that one.
Oh.
Nah, that's
Well,
what
you-
your laser sword's for.
Can't survive without the Force.
It's not that I can't survive. It's that it's going to be very, very difficult to survive.
I was gonna
But
say, I feel like that should be part of your training or something,
If
right?
I can at least get in there and get them loose to cause some chaos before something happens to me, that's going to have to be enough.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I
It'll be
know.
fine.
You have such little faith in the rest of us, apparently, that you would go in without the Force and just be a sitting duck and destined to die.
I just assume, whatever they've got that can take me out probably also
Ugh.
takes you out too.
Oh no,
Oh,
I'm not.
wow.
I'm not dying on this rock.
Well, that makes two of us. We'll all die someday, but hopefully not.
I mean, I live here. I'll probably die on this rock.
It'll be an asteroid.
Okay, well there you go. See, I'll die on an
For the other two,
asteroid.
I meant.
The
but yeah.
asteroid that hits that rock. And
Yeah, there you go. All right, you
technically,
guys
it was
gonna
both.
get some oil miners up there, try and blow it up.
Is Austin still here with us?
Yes. Unless you
I
guys, I mean,
I was gonna ask him, do you have any sort of rumor of what it is they're doing or how they're finding these people?
Other than folks just bringing them in.
Yeah, I mean,
No, not unfortunately, no, and that is a big part of this task that I've put upon you is getting that information of what this task force is they have, what they're doing, how they're getting that information.
I see.
Yes, we certainly don't think that. We know that they're taking these Force sensitives away. Certainly can't be for anything good.
No
Just
sign
having a
of
little party. It's okay.
no sign of our friends, the Brotherhood, because this smells like them. Or
No,
at least-
Very
no,
ominous.
actually, we have not had any involvement that we've seen, at least. I'd consider that they'd actually be on our side in this situation.
But I know what the Brotherhood is. I currently don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we?
Maybe
get that?
I'd say like maybe from stories
there?
and whatnot. Yeah, a little bit. So basically, it's this group that has shown up a few times, and they are like Force adepts that have just been causing some trouble in various ways. A lot of them have been seemingly like there was involvement against the Harites, one of the local common species around here. They're not local here because they're on a different planet, but yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well,
They tend to be dark leaning for sure.
yeah.
Well, I'm not about to be pals with this brotherhood. I don't wish them ill, but I still don't think they'd be on our side if they knew I was on our side, because they seem to have a very adverse reaction to Jedi specifically. So
Yes, I wouldn't assume that would be too great of a collaboration, if you will, but I only meant that with the Therans rounding up these sorts, that they would be a target as well. So, but
good point.
I guess yes. Just to again answer your question, no, I've not seen any involvement from them.
Well, then I guess if you can get us some sort of stun grenades or some sort of crowd control stuff, we can figure out what we're gonna do, and I'll figure out exactly how we're gonna take me in there, I guess. It's like we also could one other idea. We could, I don't know if they have some sort of hotline number we can call and calm them and tell them that we found
Anonymous tip line for
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we can get their
They
force
have a
catchers
police
to come
phone
out.
box.
They get their force catchers to come out. We find them. We subdue them. I'm assuming there will be 2, at least. If there's more, I mean, we're capable. We can take them out. And then we just take 2 of them. Lan and I can copy ourselves to make us look like them. And then we pretend we found one. And then bring them inside with the other bonus one that we caught, which could be Dem or Jack. And then we walk in there. And then we do what we came to do.
Yeah.
As far as I'm
Do all sorts
concerned, I
of
don't need no
force stuff.
type of disguise. Phelan, if you got a price on your head, I'll just bring you right in. I'm a bounty hunter. It's what I do.
Well, I was more hoping that we would like be them, not you. You know, kind of doesn't work if you walk in there and they don't
Well,
know
look,
who you are.
I know you've already got stable employment within the Jedi system, but for the rest of us freelancers out here, if we're not getting paid in credits, we got to be getting paid in exposure. So I've got to get my name out there somehow. Might as well go in with my real face on this one.
All right, you guys are really dead set on just selling me out to these people, aren't you?
Hey, I'll join you. I can do force stuff.
It makes me happy knowing that I left the door to the bunk open on the ship before we left. I just want to tell you all that right now.
Lan's gonna not be happy about that. I'm out of character. I'm imagining like us trying to get the force catchers to come at us and some hardcore heavy inquisitors coming. So I don't know if that's a good idea.
We could tell
You
them.
might not want to know what their force catchers are like.
And we could
All
ask Del Ney what he knows about the group that Danlin's leading up.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Oh, the Therans themselves.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Would ask like also, you mentioned the handful, the local, I guess, civilians and some other local security, and then the Theran themselves. When they go and try to capture these force sensitive, typically is there a squad that comes out for it, or I don't know if these are typically like children they're picking up or people that aren't too dangerous, they don't send a lot?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything too special. I think it's just catching them off guard, and while some of them may have some abilities, I think that they're able to take advantage of their lack of of experience and training with those abilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes sense.
Nothing further from myself. I will call in those supplies, meet those at the location I mentioned, and report back. Best of luck. I always have faith in you all handling task at hand.
You can count on us, Austin.
Just make sure these guys get paid. I just kind of chuckle when I say that. May the force be with you.
Through his, still stressful nervousness look, he kind of returns the smile back and with you.
I'll kind of lean in and just tell him, like, get some sleep when you can. Wherever you can find it, it'll do you wonders. I promise.
I would try. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, you guys head out. You can go and meet up with the militia contacts. And brings over, he has a couple rifles to offer for anyone that needs those. I'd imagine you guys have, like, rifle loot anyway.
I think I usually have given it away.
Okay.
To, like, here, dude running away, take a gun so you don't get killed, kind of thing, or...
Oh yeah, but anyway, provides basically standard blaster rifles so that you can utilize non-lethally, and then also does have 1 stun grenade per person.
Hey.
As well.
Nice. Score.
Whatever they are currently called in this week's iteration of Star Wars Fight.
Just the regular kind, or the deadly kind, or the major kind, or
just standard would be. The ones I think in Foundry are wrong. I think they, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
It's a DC 14 save, and they're stunned at the end of their next turn if they fail. Because there's no damage. I think the first ones, they like did damage as well and something else, but I can... Yeah. Electro, yeah, it's not important. I will edit it and then put it in the journal where you guys can.
Hey. Cool.
That. Yeah.
Okay, so blaster rifles and a few.
Yeah, like a couple blaster rifles. Didn't assume you need much more than that. And then basically it's just, if you essentially make the, kill shot, put them down to 0, you just say non-lethal.
Yep.
With any melee attack, and then any ranged weapon that is, I believe, energy, right?
Yeah.
I think it's energy.
And stun them.
Yeah, there's a specific part in the PHP that mentions that stuff, right? I think.
Yes.
I was looking at
Combat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it would be under damage.
Maybe incapacitation, something like that. Alright, so in the briefcase items directory, you guys might be able to see that grenade now.
Yeah.
Yay.
Grenade, and that should be the proper one.
Cool.
And actually, if somebody adds it to their sheet, can't you use that as an item? Like,
Yeah, you can use it as like a weapon.
yeah, how does that? Yeah, that's what I'm working.
what's it?
Right now.
What's it under?
The briefcase icon up top, the items directory.
Oh, there it is.
I'm just testing it out here. 'Cause I don't know. 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 I don't know doesn't do the damage, but it does let you do the save.
There's no
throws.
damage
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm dumb.
with this version, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
how many grenades do we get each?
One
just
each.
one.
Yeah.
One each, okay.
Yeah, that's the proper.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah, so you have that. What else? Yeah, anything else you guys want to do at this moment? Any other planning? What yeah, I guess actually, you know, you had a couple options. Are you basically turning yourself in?
Well, it's starting to sound like that's the plan unless we can come up with something better. Oh, here it is.
I'm just running right in. I'm not sure.
When an attacker reduces a creature to 0 HP with a melee weapon attack or blaster weapon that deals ion or energy damage, the attacker can knock the creature out.
Yeah.
So I guess not even a lightsaber, you can't. Or no, wait, you can. That's weapon, melee weapon. So yeah, it's ion or energy.
Okay. Ion or energy, yeah.
But yeah, I think it might be the easiest way to do it. I guess I could just change and I'll use Force Mask. Here, let me put this out so we can all see it.
We don't necessarily even have to waste force powers on a thing like that. If you just get out of your Jedi robes and just make yourself look like a regular person.
Yeah, but we don't know if they know who I am. Remember, we've had run-ins with them before, so they could easily have a bolo or whatever. They could be looking for us. We have no idea. We did piss a few of them off, if you'll recall.
Well, I know they're looking for Zark, if I remember right.
Was that you?
Yeah,
I can't
Zark, something, I
yeah,
forget his last name.
I can't
Yeah.
remember. Didn't we call it Krellin? Are they looking for Krellin?
It's always possible.
Yeah, I can't remember who we told them we were, but I figured.
think Dak has used every name but his own.
Yeah.
When we encounter those. They're looking for everybody.
My name is Jolt Lan, and I am. But I mean, Force Mask would work. It would do everything we need. Once they touch me, though, they're gonna know. So that's gonna be the cutoff point, I guess.
Why would they know if they touched you?
Well, just like your like
Just have Force Mask.
They'll be able to see if, like, so.
the only thing you would
ever
need
been-
to change is your face. So
Right.
as long as, you know, like that's where it's gonna like
But-
change. But everything else, like you could just
Keep the same.
get some actual different clothes.
I have some, so.
Yeah, so everything else is fine, and then you're only masking your face, and then, you know, yeah, like that. Yes, if they do go up to your face, then jigs up, but probably.
You ever been really, really plastered in a cantina, Dak, and like your vision gets all blurry, and you kind of stagger and you can't see, but then you have that moment of clarity where everything just kind of resolves for about 5 seconds or so, and you're able to see everything picture perfect, crystal clear? You get drunk a lot. I figured that might have happened to you at least
I know,
once
I'm
or twice.
trying to understand how you would have any experience with what that what that's like there.
Balin will
Balin?
just tap his head, be like, I know things. I hear things.
Making
I pick up
toilet
people's
wine
thoughts.
in the Jedi Temple.
The masters have no idea. Every time they come by for room inspection, we just hide it, pretend it.
Yeah.
I get around. I hear stories. I've listened to you guys tell tales. I know what you get up to. And you know I study medicine, right? It's kind of I'm very well aware of the conditions that bring people into emergency rooms and needing care in the first place, so I'm not unfamiliar with what you do, even if I haven't experienced it myself. Like getting shot in the head. I know what that looks like, but I've never had it happen to me.
Not yet.
New spin-off we're gonna do. Grey Jedi
Balin
Academy.
gets
Grey's
shot in the
Jedi
head.
Academy. Or Anatomy, I mean.
Great. Yes, that would be perfect. Oh, that'd be perfect. Just run a hospital. Thank you for thank you for that idea, Todd. You should have kept that to yourself. I'm gonna run with it.
That's fine. No, that's why I said it. The show will never end. The characters will just stay around forever. It'll be.
We're on season 25. This should have ended a long time ago. Man, Order 66 already happened. Don't even know how there are any Jedi in this damn hospital, but apparently they're still here. All new cast. Just me, old. I'm so tired of this.
Hey, Cularin's all closed off from the world, so works out.
So I have an alternative plan. We could just give them Jib, and then when he goes to town on them, although he probably wouldn't make it in the front door.
They would just kill. They would just kill Jib on sight. I don't think that's
You don't think they'd want to inspect the force-sensitive Kowakian monkey lizard?
No, I think they would just kill him. I mean, that's fine with me if that's the plan you want to go for. I mean,
no, don't talk like that.
Dak is projecting.
That's like, please.
please.
I was trying for a little humor. It's just a thought. Like, no, he's terrorizing the ship. He's happy when he does that. I'll leave
yeah.
Okay, well, he better stay out of my stuff.
If he starts messing up the ship, you may wish that you didn't get out of that facility.
Yeah.
Well, if they're still looking for force sensitives, I guess you can kick me out the airlock.
I have like 3 t-shirts and a toothbrush that I hope he just stays away from. I need to buy more stuff.
So, I guess out of character. Yeah, I think, so what do you think? Slap the cuffs on, but not actually slap the cuffs on?
Yeah, I mean, have them...
Like a Chewbacca Han Solo thing, where they...
Yeah.
Yep.
And then either... I was gonna have the lightsaber be in the sleeve anyway, so it would be right up against the binder thing, so it could just be a simple matter of hitting the thing and cutting them off if I actually did have to have them on. So I think that would
just have them on but not locked. You can take them off, and then that at least buys us a little bit of time inside, maybe to get a look around and see what we're up against. And
I meant more for their reaction, like if they see them not bound, they might. Who knows?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how these. I don't know how they work in Star Wars land. If there's like a way to have them fastened but not fully locked.
I mean, Chewie did it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Chewie did it just by sheer strength and like.
I was thinking about that.
He totally could have.
He could have. I guess man, for 200 years old. Damn.
I imagine they're probably like electronically like locked, so you could probably fasten them without engaging the lock mechanism.
Okay.
Yeah. What if I roll technology or something to see if I can pull that off? Like if I can remotely turn them off with my wrist pad or something.
Yeah, that's probably fair. If you want to give that a try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's doable.
Lan just programs it up on his wrist pad, loads up greatescape.exe, and he's ready to go.
Wow.
So, force mask or no force mask? Just go in there and change my clothes?
I say force mask. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Change your clothes and then change your face. I'm sick of looking at it.
Honestly, I'm gonna change my face to look like Dak.
Wow.
Twins?
Yeah. Like
Dak,
I'm not related
Dak
to him. Dak and Cad.
There
Dak
you go.
backwards.
Dak and Cad. Back at it again.
I guess who should I look like? Just random dude?
I mean, you could just scramble it, you know? Can't you just
Boris
scramble?
is back from the dead.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing to those people. Mask myself as Boris
Jr.
Like, what are you doing? Go home. They're like, oh shit, he's alive again.
Just go to thispersondoesnotexist.com.
There you go.
There
Is
you
that
go.
a real plate?
No, yeah, it is. It's
I don't
Yeah.
even know why I asked that. Of course it is.
it's literally just faces, but they're supposedly 100% AI generated, and they look legit. But supposedly it's not a real person.
I think it would be funny if they were. No, they aren't. There's actually AIs for detecting if they're generated by an AI too, which is pretty wacky.
Oh, interesting.
What the
Just
hell?
go on the HoloNet and you just search up random people. It's okay.
All right.
Lan,
Yeah, go ahead.
Lan has an invisibility device. That's how I'm flavoring his infiltrate tech power. So he can make one other person invisible
Okay.
completely for an hour as well.
I can as well. I picked up the improved force camouflage,
Oh,
but it only
nice.
lasts for a minute, so it's nowhere near.
Oh.
Yeah. Only a minute, but I can do it to other people. They can carry along with me. But I think just walking in through the front door probably for me, and I'll make myself look like a dirty. I don't know what would be believable, an urchin, or
wow.
a businessman. I mean, what I don't know what sort of people. Like,
Well-
what's the common flavor of people in this town? Like, are they poor, rich, middle class, kind of?
I mean, they vary. Probably, middle class though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Why
didn't
don't you
mean
look
like.
a terracin. They all use the force.
Yeah, but
You got that necklace now too. Put that on. That sells the whole deal.
no, that's special to them. You didn't give that to me just because, and I won't disrespect it.
Yes,
that.
using it to perhaps save all of the imprisoned force-sensitive people would be a terrible use of such a thing.
But that's not what it's doing. You know that. You're splitting hairs.
How
That's
is
not
it-
what it's using. We're using it to get ourselves in the front door, and I'm lying about where it comes from and how it belongs to me, and it's a whole thing. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. There's a lot to those people that you don't understand, and that I don't understand, but I don't want to upset them if I can help it.
I won't tell if you don't.
He's like, well, I mean, why not just a dirtied up human? I
Go
guess.
for it.
Are there any do we know of any businesses they do here, like just like a factory worker or something? I'm just gonna kind of put on the old coveralls that I got and then make myself look like a factory
Florist.
worker of sorts
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. No, not Boris.
Is it
Do
a
not dress up.
florist?
Oh, a florist.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, Boris, no.
There you go. Yeah, just like Boris.
Yeah, Boris the florist. I know. He's like, I
So
heard you were
okay, you're
looking for
doing
me.
that, and then, Lan, are you doing invisibility or anything?
Yeah, Lan, I guess Deb's pretty sneaky on her own, so Lan will toss his little infiltrate device over to Dak and say, "Here, hit the switch on this when you want to stay out of sight. You've got an hour." So that's how I'm flavoring, just using the infiltrate tech power on Dak
Oh, good
to
idea.
go
Alright.
invisible.
And it's an immediate casting thing.
Yeah, it's a cast on touch. I figure I just
Yeah.
slap it on you right before we
Yeah.
get in, and then it lasts for an hour.
Man, I
Well, do we
just
wa-
got to show you guys my new force tricks, but that's okay.
So
All right then.
yeah, you
Wanna put on the clock?
with
Let's
your
get to it.
supplies and your plan set out before you, with Valen in tow, shackled and ready to play bait, you head to the security facility, hoping to turn him in and get in, try and take them down from the inside out. So we'll pick up next time as we see how that goes.
Hey.
You guys managed to deal with with the Theron forces.
I can't
Yeah.
believe I talked down 2 whole groups. Public speaking is my literal, like, #1 worst fucking thing in the world that I could ever do.
Yeah,
I
it was
hate
good.
it.
It was really
I
good.
sweat
Yeah.
profusely.
I mean, it was one of those things that's like, all right, you just did some amazing RP there. Like it you know, it's horrible to be like, okay, roll for this, please. It's like, oh, you still got to roll. So you had advantage, and it was basically, it was a 5. You had to hit a 5, and then on that one when you like had a 4 before without advantage, it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
that could have been bad. So maybe this crowd
Yeah.
is just that rowdy, but yeah. So
Yeah, when they
that was good.
so the reason I did tell you guys to stand back 25 feet is because the range on it's the range on force repulse.
Yeah, it's
is
20
like
feet, right?
20 foot
Yeah.
radius, yeah. So
Yeah.
25 gives you enough that in case you were a little too close, you know, little leeway there. But yeah, I totally didn't see that going well. That's my actual character's bad skill, and my, like, I swear to God,
Personal, yeah.
I have like a -10 to that roll in real life. It's just the worst. And then everybody tells me, like, you're so good at public speaking. I'm like, what? No, like, it's like the most dreaded fear. I'd rather go into combat and get shot at than have to give the speech after.
All right, guys.
That's the
Well,
most common
good.
fear.
Yeah, good session. We'll be back
it was good.
in a few weeks, the 8th
Yeah.
of August. It's already August. Wow.
8th of August.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that?
Okay. So
Alright.
Yes, that
See
will
you
work.
guys
we'll
then.
be back. Yep. All right.
Alright.
Catch you guys later.
Alright.
Bye.
Thanks, Todd.
Yep. See ya.
See you guys.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.